Welcome back to another video. My name is Ayoub. So today we're going to be talking about the whole book, Men Are From Mars, Women From Venus. This is going to be a guide for men so you can understand women better, so you can have a better relationship, or maybe find the right partner, or just have a better relationship with women in general, because the whole premise of the book that men are from Mars and women are from Venus, which means we're from two different planets. We don't speak the same way. We don't think the same way. So we cannot expect to treat them the same way that we think, and vice versa. So if we understand them, then we can treat them in the best way possible. Why should you trust what I say? Well, maybe you shouldn't. You should go ahead and try it and see if it works out for you. If it works, that's great. That means you know it works. You should not take anything right away as this is the 100% truth. It's better if you try it out and get the result yourself. So first thing we need to get into is, why do we communicate in general? So women communicate to get close with one another, to share emotions, to understand each other. Men, us, we don't communicate just to get to know one each other. I mean, we may sometimes, but that's not really why we communicate. We communicate to solve problems, to get solutions. We don't just communicate just to get closer to one another, right? That's one of the ways we're different. Second thing we're going to talk about is how we deal with stress. So how do men deal with stress compared to how do women deal with stress? Men, when under stress, we like to go to something called our caves, basically, as he explains in the book. When we are under stress and under difficulty, we need to take time alone to think about our problems, to figure out ourselves. And when we say time alone, it doesn't mean you need to sit there and do nothing. Some of the women might misunderstand this. And you could be doing, like, playing games or doing something that you enjoy. It's like taking time for yourself, or you could be, like, I don't know, driving a car or riding a bike, something where you know you don't really have to put your full awareness on, and you're just able to think about whatever it is and figure out your problems, understand your emotions more. Women, on the other hand, when they have a lot of stress, when they have a lot of difficult emotions or problems, they're gonna go and share that with someone they trust to understand them. For them, their talking and their communication helps them figure out themselves, and they just need someone to listen and kind of reflect back to them, and not necessarily tell them what to do or what to think. And that's how women communicate, and that's why they communicate. So if you didn't realize, so I said when women share feelings here, I wrote my notes right here. When women share their feelings, it's a sign that they trust you to understand them. It's a sign that they have enough love for you and they trust you that you're going to be able to listen to them and understand them well. So it's a good thing when women are sharing their feelings with you. So the next thing, it's like, so in the book he talks about what women need and what men need. I'm going to go through the 6 needs that women have. It's caring, understanding, respect, devotion, validation, and reassurance. So women, they need to feel cared for by their partners. This includes their entire well-being, being kind to them, etc. Understanding, like I said, women need to feel understood by their partners. They need to be heard and listened to without judging and just trying to see things from her perspective, basically. Women also need to feel respected for her feelings, her own opinion, and they don't want to be they don't want to feel that how they're thinking is wrong, or how they're feeling is wrong. That's like one of the worst things you could say to a woman. I'm sure if you've ever told her you're overreacting, or you're doing too much, or whatever it is you might say that's like is diminishing her feelings, it's gonna be a hard time for us men, because that's like one of the worst things you say. Anyway, so after respect is devotion. So women need to feel respected with their opinions, and devoted to her well-being as well. Validation, this is similar to like acknowledging her emotions, that they're different and that you understand her emotions. And reassurance, women need constant reassurance that they are loved, that they are respected, that you do care for them. Saying I love you one time is not enough for a woman. It's not going to work. So they need a constant reassurance that they are continuously loved, meaning if you love them one day, you might not love them tomorrow. That's how they think. So you need to be continuously reassuring them. So small, constant reassurance that you love them is much stronger than doing a grand gesture. And I'm letting us men know, because we tend to focus on big problems, big solutions. So we assume, okay, if we solved a big problem for this woman, there's going to be a lot more love for her, for us, in the relationship in general. But that's not necessarily true. It's the small, constant steps that make her feel loved and cared for, not the big grand. So those are great too, but the way he calls it in the book, I have another video about how women and men keep score, how women keep score in the relationship. They keep the score, it's still equal in value, like getting a car or getting her a small gift, a flower, whatever, a plant, whatever she might like, they're all equal almost in weight. So what do men need? Why am I talking about this? Because when we understand ourselves better, we're also able to have a better relationship. So what do men need? We need trust, acceptance, appreciation, admiration, approval, and encouragement. So those are the 6 needs that he says that men have, which is we need women who trust in the men, in their abilities, in their judgment, like our judgment, and our intentions. We also need to be accepted for who we are without them trying to change us men. And it says criticism without us asking for it makes us feel like inadequate or rejected. And that's because when we criticize someone without them asking, we're basically saying, oh, you have a problem, you need to be fixed. So when someone gives us criticism without us asking, it's like, oh, then we're not good enough. So that makes us not feel accepted. Appreciation. So whenever we do something, we always need to be appreciated for our efforts, because this is more important for the women to know, because then the woman, when she appreciates all these efforts that the man does, he's more likely to come back to be appreciated. He's going to do more things for him to be appreciated. Admiration. So men always, it says in the book that men seek approval for their actions and their decisions. So that also goes hand in hand with acceptance. Approval and encouragement. So admiration, approval, encouragement, those are all kind of real close to each other. Encouragement is, when things are not going so well, just some encouragement. Those are the 6 needs that he says men have. I forgot to mention a common thing that women may feel entitled to do or obligated to do, because that's just how they feel, is they feel to give advice without someone asking is showing that you care for them, because you're trying to help them without them asking, right? Because women like to give, so they like to, that's how they show their love, which we're about to get into. But in a relationship, when you're giving unsolicited advice to a man, is not received the same way that a woman would. So for any woman watching this, when you give unsolicited advice to a man, it is not going to be how you think he's going to receive it. He's going to feel rejected, unaccepted, and thinking that there's something wrong with him. So unsolicited advice to a man does not make him more manly. This is in total a summary of the book Men Are From Mars, Women From Venus. This is a short guide, short summary for the men to help understand women better. And there are some tips here throughout this video for women to understand men better. But this will be a great starting point. It's not rocket science. Once you just understand these simple concepts, I want you to go ahead and try them. If you don't try them, you're not going to have any proof that it works. Because all these, it's not like this is like a scientific research. This is how men are. This is how women are. In this book, he's basically showing all the observations that he's found over time, and he's put it into a book. And what's great about it is these are observations. So you can do the same observations. You can see if it works for yourself. Pay attention to other people. Pay attention to other relationships, and see how some of these factors might play together. You'll notice sometimes if you see maybe people arguing in the street, that they'll be the woman is trying to be like understood. She's like complaining about something, or it sounds like she's complaining about something, or she's upset about something, she's frustrated, and the man is like trying to fix the problem, and it's just getting worse and worse because he's not really understanding her, or she says he's not listening. You'll see all these different types of things happening, and now that I told you about all these things and that they're brought into your awareness, you'll be able to recognize them. And once you recognize them, you can recognize them in yourself as well, and that will help you in your relationship or future relationship. So thank you again for watching, and you can join me on my Discord server, which I'm starting a community, and yeah, we can just talk all about different things, and I really appreciate you. See you in the next video.